Hello everyone, my name is Ethan Rooshock and today's a bit of a different video. Today is a November day vlog. So it's going to be a day in the life of an accountant here in November. So we are November 29th here today and it is a Tuesday. So I'm going to go through what I'm going to do through the day. I'm going to take you through the journey of the day and show you that there is more to an accountant's life than just tax. So just to give you a bit of a heads up, so far this morning I've got up and done my emails. So the thing that I do first thing in the morning, normally most days, and that's throughout the year, is get in and just see what emails have come through from the day before. If there's anything that's like a 2-minute query that I can flick off and sort out, I do that then and there. That way, anyone that's contacted me the night before or through the day that I didn't get to yesterday, it's sorted, they've got a response, or maybe they've just queried something about what information they need to provide. So I want to get back to them so that those jobs can keep rolling forward. If there's anyone that signed anything or paid anything, I want to close those jobs out. So that way the day's starting with at least emails to sort out as possible. If I can get those done, it means I've already got a good win early on in the day. And then after that, I just went and sat down and did some bookkeeping work. So I've got a range of different clients I do bookkeeping for. So I wanted to get in, get those done. I normally look at these once a week. So I go through the clients' zero files, I reconcile their bank feeds. If they've got invoices, I make sure they're all matched up. And when we come to end of month now, I will produce reports, send them. If I've got any queries, I might send them off weekly or fortnightly to the clients. So again, I'm trying to keep their data as up to date as possible so that they can rely on what's in the zero file to make some up-to-date decisions. So next on the agenda, I'm about to go through and I am going to contact my business clients who I have their work scheduled for December. So at the start of the year, I go through and schedule all of my business clients for each month. Now December is actually my last month of scheduling. So everyone for my business clients was scheduled from July through to December. There are still those ones that are still in progress at the moment, but I want to now contact the ones in December. And what I do is I go through, hey, this is what information I think I will need to be able to start your work. Once I get that information, I'll make a start on it and then I'll send you a follow-up list of anything that I've discovered along the way that I'm going to need from you. So sit back, let's watch that, and then I'll give you an update on what's next. So that task is done. I've gone and contacted the clients that I have scheduled for December. I didn't have as many for December as I've had in the previous months because I do try and get a lot of these things done as much as I can before Christmas, because I know when it comes into Christmas, client work typically slows down. People have other priorities. They're spending time with their families, they're getting organized for parties, etc. And unfortunately, tax isn't high on their agenda. So I do try and, get a lot of that done early in the financial year. And that allows me to have time over the December break, one, to have some time with myself, and also the chance to have a bit of reflection on the first 6 months of the financial year, get a bit of planning done for the next 6 to 12 months so I can have a better idea of what do I want to get done before the end of June and what I want to get done in 2023 in general. Now, one thing that was interesting with one of the clients I was looking at there, they use Xero, but they do their own bookkeeping. So I want to have a bit more of a thorough look and find some interesting transactions there that have been coded to areas that I'm not sure about, that I want to get some more details on. So that's one of the risks when you're doing your own bookkeeping. If you're not getting your coding right, it can stuff up a lot of things, especially if you're doing your own BASs. When I come to do the work at the end of the year, you may have claimed, say, personal expenses and put GST on them that you shouldn't have claimed. So you may then back owe GST to the ATO. So if you're doing your own bookkeeping, you really want to have a good understanding of every single transaction and making sure you're allocating them as correctly as possible, because the more things that you put in the wrong spots, the more chance are that there's going to be amendments needing to be done. So next on the agenda, I'm actually going to edit a bit of this video. So I'm actually going to go in and make sure that the stuff I've been recording properly is working. I've done time lapse just before, so I want to make sure that's all working, make sure this video is going to flow along nicely. I've got a client meeting to go to this afternoon. So you'll see me in the car next, and I'm going to a client to discuss potentially selling their business. So I'm really excited to discuss this purely from a point of view as it allows me to do a whole different type of analysis and discussions. So as much as I'll be sad to see this client go if they do sell, I do love helping people achieve that next stage of their goals. So I only spoke to a different client a couple of weeks ago about selling their business, and it looks like they are going to sell. And the great thing is that actually maybe one of my existing clients that does buy that business. So I love being able to deal with, helping people move to the next stage of their goal, whether that's selling a business or buying a business. So you'll see me in the car next talking about that. All right, I'm heading off to go and see my client. I'm really excited to get this meeting done, as I mentioned just before. I think it's going to be a really interesting chat. We're going to go through their end of year financials and tax returns from last year, get that stuff sorted, and then we're going to talk a little about what's their business potentially worth, talk about a couple of different ways they can value it, who they could go to get a more formal valuation done, and maybe a bit of an idea of, is selling actually the right idea for their current situation? Look at some of the tax implications and stuff like that. All right, I'll keep you updated. All right, I've done my meeting and it was a really enjoyable one. So we got to go through the business tax and financials for this client for the 2021/2022 year, which is always important to, go through. We've got some really good tax saving strategies for this client that's probably saved them 40 to 50 grand. So I'm really excited to go through that with a client. And then I got to discuss the potential sale of the business. So it was a really good chance for me to go through, what goes into pricing the business. I'm not an expert business value, but I can give them some guidance on, how we break down the sale into goodwill, to plant and equipment, to stock, what is the key things with that, on actually making sure we lock in some values that are agreed upon, that, when you're trying to sell a business, if you can agree and the buyer can agree, it makes it much easier. Like, for instance, stock, it's very easy to go, we're selling it at cost price, this is the cost, here it is. Same with plant equipment, etc. So I did all that, and then we, we're really happy with the figures that they were hoping that they may be able to sell the business for, kind of match what the figures reflect. So it was really good to be on the same page, because, people can have an unrealistic expectation of what their business might be worth. So it's always good when the client's, expectations kind of match what the figures would do. And reverse psychology, looking at, okay, from a buyer's point of view, could they still turn a profit at a good return on investment? And it ticked all those boxes. So it was really exciting to do with that client. And it's been a big day, but I've got a lot done. And yeah, I will touch base when I'm back in the home office, and we will finish the day off there. Well, that's it. The day is over. I am back home. It's been quite a long day for a November day as an accountant. We've done some bookkeeping work, we've done some business tax work, and I've had a really successful client meeting. There was some travel involved as well, so it's been quite a long day as far as travel goes. But it's all done now. I really hope that's been interesting to you, to kind of see what else an accountant does when it's not tax time. So my plan is to kind of do one of these each month, to kind of give you a 12-month view of what a day in the life of an accountant looks like. So I appreciate you checking out the video. Make sure you go and check out some of the other content that I've got on the channel, and I'll talk to you again on the next one.